The Kalam Cosmological Argument. Unveiling the philosophical underpinnings of a universe's beginning. The Kalam Cosmological Argument is a profound and influential philosophical argument that seeks to address one of the most fundamental questions in human inquiry: the origin of the universe. Rooted in the works of Islamic scholars and later embraced by Christian theologians and philosophers, the Kalam Cosmological Argument explores the notion of a finite past and the necessity of a transcendent cause for the universe's existence. In this 3,000-word exploration, we will delve into the history, key premises, objections, and contemporary relevance of the Kalam Cosmological Argument. Chapter 1. The Historical Development of the Kalam Cosmological Argument. 1.1 Origins in Islamic Thought. The Kalam Cosmological Argument finds its origins in Islamic theology and philosophy, particularly in the works of Muslim scholars during the medieval period. Prominent figures like Al-Kindi, Al-Ghazali, and Ibn Sina engaged in discussions about the nature of the universe and its existence. Al-Ghazali, in his work, The Incoherence of the Philosophers, critiqued the views of philosophers who held that the universe was eternal. He argued for the need to establish that the universe had a beginning and, therefore, required a cause. 1.2 The influence of Jewish and Christian thinkers. The Kalam Cosmological Argument also had a profound influence on Jewish and Christian thinkers. Jewish philosophers like Saadia Gaon and Solomon ibn Gabirol incorporated Kalam ideas into their works, while Christian theologians such as Thomas Aquinas engaged with the argument. The Kalam Cosmological Argument became a point of convergence between Islamic, Jewish, and Christian thought, illustrating its transcultural significance. Chapter 2. The Key Premises of the Kalam Cosmological Argument. 2.1 The first premise. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. The first premise of the Kalam Cosmological Argument posits that everything that begins to exist has a cause. This principle, often expressed as ex nihilo, nihil fit, out of nothing, nothing comes, reflects the notion that objects or events cannot spontaneously come into existence without a cause. Proponents argue that this premise is intuitively and empirically evident in our everyday experiences, where we observe that all contingent entities have antecedent causes. 2.2 The second premise. The universe began to exist. The second premise asserts that the universe began to exist. This notion challenges the concept of an eternal universe and finds support in various scientific and philosophical arguments, including the Big Bang theory. The expansion of the universe, the cosmic microwave background radiation, and the law of entropy all point to a universe that had a finite beginning. Proponents of the Kalam argument argue that this scientific evidence aligns with the philosophical assertion of a finite past. Chapter 3. The Conclusion. A transcendent cause. The Kalam Cosmological Argument's conclusion follows logically from its two premises. If everything that begins to exist has a cause, and if the universe began to exist, then the universe must have a cause for its existence. This cause, according to proponents of the argument, cannot be a contingent entity within the universe but must be a transcendent, uncaused, and necessary being. This conclusion aligns with the classical theistic concept of God, who is considered the uncaused cause of the universe. Chapter 4. Objections and critiques. 4.1 Objection. Infinite regress. Critics of the Kalam Cosmological Argument often raise the objection of infinite regress. They question why the cause of the universe cannot itself have a cause, leading to an infinite chain of causes. In response, proponents argue that an infinite regress of causes is philosophically problematic, as it fails to provide an ultimate explanation for the existence of the universe. They contend that a terminating cause, a necessary being outside the causal chain, is required to halt the regress and provide a coherent explanation for the universe's existence. 4.2 Objection. The nature of time. Another objection revolves around the nature of time itself. Some philosophers argue that our understanding of time is limited and that the concept of a beginning may not apply outside our universe. Proponents of the Kalam Cosmological Argument maintain that while our understanding of time may have limitations, the argument is formulated in a way that remains valid regardless of how time is conceived. They assert that the argument is about the causality of events, not the nature of time. Chapter 5. Contemporary Relevance and Scientific Corroboration. 5.1 The Big Bang Theory. The Kalam Cosmological Argument has found significant support in contemporary cosmology, particularly through the Big Bang Theory. The theory posits that the universe began as a singularity, a point of infinite density and temperature, and has been expanding ever since. This scientific consensus aligns with the Kalam argument's second premise, providing empirical evidence for the finite past of the universe. 5.2 Multiverse Hypothesis. Contemporary discussions about the multiverse hypothesis, which posits the existence of multiple universes beyond our observable universe, have prompted philosophical engagement with the Kalam cosmological argument. While the multiverse hypothesis challenges certain aspects of the argument, proponents contend that it still leaves the question of the origin of the multiverse itself unresolved, necessitating a transcendent cause. The Kalam cosmological argument continues to be a subject of philosophical discourse, bridging the realms of theology, metaphysics, and cosmology. Its historical roots in Islamic, Jewish, and Christian thought have given rise to diverse interpretations and responses. While objections and critiques persist, proponents argue that the argument remains a powerful and intellectually compelling case for the existence of a transcendent cause of the universe. Its alignment with contemporary scientific discoveries, particularly the Big Bang Theory, underscores its enduring relevance in our quest to understand the origins and nature of the cosmos.